This video is based on the technical analysis of Cardano, and at this point we're on the monthly chart. And in regards to the monthly chart, we can see that the market had given us this head and shoulders pattern, as you guys can see, which has the left shoulder at this point, the head is at that level, and the right hand shoulder is at this point. It's not your conventional head and shoulders pattern or a textbook head and shoulders pattern. Nonetheless, it is a head and shoulders pattern, and it has a neckline at that level. And you guys know that whenever we have these patterns, such as the head and shoulders pattern, ideally we want to see the market breaking to the bottom side of that neckline and then coming back to the neckline to give it a test in the future. And where we have that neckline is where we would look for those potential selling opportunities, especially if the neckline aligns with any key numbers that we have in regards to the Fibonacci retracement tool, right? So what else do we see on this chart that we should be paying attention to? So what I'm saying in other words is that at this point over here, we may potentially see the market actually move further up to where the neckline is of this head and shoulders pattern, and at this point is where I believe we should be looking for those potential selling opportunities, right? Another thing that I see that is also very much interesting or important is the fact that we have this area over here, and what's happening in that area is that we have what seems to be a double bottom forming or a W formation, and it has a neckline at that level, as you guys can see, right? However, I would say that before we buy, I think it would be best to actually wait for the market to close above that neckline over there. And once the market closes above that neckline and also breaks this triangle over here, I believe that we should wait for the market to come back to the neckline to give it a test. And where we have that neckline is where we should look for those potential buying opportunities, and our take profit should be this level over here, which is the neckline of that head and shoulders pattern that I spoke about. And it's also a strong level of resistance, because if you were to look at that entire area, you would see that we've had multiple rejections at that zone, and in the future we may see a situation where the market rejects at this level as well and then continues to push further down, right? But in as far as buying or selling at this point in time, I really don't see any actual opportunities. Another thing that I also want to mention is that as much as we have this potential W structure over here, I hope you guys can see that we have another, or rather we had a W formation over here. And guys, you know that whenever we have these W structures, what normally happens a lot of the time is that a lot of traders and investors usually buy on the second leg of that structure, and they place their stop losses just below. So what may possibly happen is we may actually see a situation where the market actually moves further down to grab all of those stop losses that are located at this region, and then only move further up, right? So in as far as buying goes, I would say, guys, the best thing to do, based on the fact that I told you that we have this W structure and a lot of stop losses located there, the best thing to do is to rather wait for the market to close above that neckline as well as this triangle over here, and then wait for the market again to come back to the neckline to give it a test. And at this point is where I believe we should look for those potential buying opportunities. And as I said, our take profit should be this level over here, which is the neckline of the inverted head and shoulders pattern. At this point, we may potentially again look for those selling opportunities, and that is because, guys, as I've said, whenever we have these W structures, we have a lot of traders and investors actually buying on the second leg of that W structure and placing their stop losses just below. So should price from where it is move to this level, we would have, as I said, this W structure over here, right? If I can just draw it properly, let me just actually draw it properly. Let's see. We would have this W structure over here, and a lot of traders and investors actually buying on that second leg of that W structure over here. To add to this, we also have this W structure over here and a lot of stop losses just located just below, right? So as I said, guys, should the market from where it is move to the zone, at that zone, I think we should potentially be looking for those selling opportunities, right? And that is because, as I said, guys, we have the structure, which is the head and shoulders pattern, and this level over here is now also a very strong level of resistance at this point in time, and it's also the neckline of that head and shoulders pattern. And to add to that, guys, you know about the stop losses that are located below those W structures.